It's singularly the most childish and ridiculous and irresponsible thing I think I've seen in my time covering this, and that goes back a few years.
Yeah, this was shocking, really, that we've seen the Speaker increasingly not only kick people out because they won't apologize. It's happened to the Leader of the Opposition. Fairly recently, other MLAs have been kicked out, but the Government House Leader being kicked out.
I ask the Government House Leader to stand and withdraw and apologize for that comment too. I'm not deaf.
I'm not.
Mr. Jeremy Harrison, I hereby name you for disregarding the authority of the chair pursuant to Rule 57.2. The member is suspended from the service of the Assembly for the remainder of the sitting day.
Hearing the Speaker pull out his phone and read a text from the Finance Minister, the Deputy Premier.
I've never seen anything like that, and I covered 20 years of that legislature.
Randy, if you can blatantly lie, tarnish reputations of elected and unelected individuals with innuendos but no proof, we have no avenue to push back, then this Assembly has become a joke and a stage for an opposition puppet show. Disappointing.
And I think the thing that stands out to me and us and the reporters we've been talking about this is the hundreds and hundreds of texts that he's saying. And now, to be clear to the listeners, the opposition and the government and the Speaker admit to getting texts from
so-and-so is not here today. I'll be doing that.
I'll be doing the job, or, hey, we're going to raise this point of order, just a heads up. But this goes far beyond that, I think. It's from the Speaker, what the Speaker is saying, that this has turned into a joke. It's disappointing. This is the opposition's allowed to basically flame these people that are unelected and elected. You're allowing this. I'm paraphrasing some of that.
She was criticizing the job he was doing as Speaker.
And Mira Conway said, and she was Deputy House Leader the day that we talked to her and from the NDP, and she said, look, we'll send texts, hey, like you said, I'm here filling in for this person. But she said, we never dream of sending something that would influence or try and intimidate the Speaker, that crosses the line. Scott Moe didn't say that what Donna Harpower did was inappropriate or criticize it at all, and they share a desk. And he sits right in front of Jeremy Harrison. He just said that the Speaker's supposed to uphold decorum. He kicked out Jeremy Harrison. That's his job. You expect him to do it tomorrow. And I told my caucus to be careful what you're texting.
Have you, sat down and reprimanded or scolded these individuals? Certainly not. Emotions get high in there, whether it's a House Leader or other ministers or MLAs, and that's what happened.
Well, what do you make of this?
Arrogance, childishness. Same thing we've consistently seen from Jeremy Harrison ever since he's been in that position. It's spread to other people in government, and that's on Scott Moe. He is leader of this caucus and party and needs to take responsibility for the behavior of the people that he's promoted to these roles. Government House Leader. I have never seen a Government House Leader, and I don't think anybody else has, kicked out by the Speaker, who is in essence part of his own government caucus, because the majority elects the Speaker. The majority happens to be on government side. Now, they've tired of previous speakers, of Don Toth, of Mark Docherty, because they weren't tough enough on the opposition. And apparently this Speaker isn't tough enough on the opposition either, because he's virtually doing his job in that black neutral robe where he's basically trying to be fair to both sides. But obviously, if you're in Sask Party government, can't have fairness. That wouldn't be right. Like we need to have that particular advantage as if you're a little child thinking that the game's designed for you to win. This is not the way it is. And this is the problem. And Scott Moe doesn't get this. And that Scott Moe doesn't realize that this is a problem speaks so much to Scott Moe's character in this particular example, where it's all about the partisanship. It's all about basically gaining the advantage and even if that means not following the rules. And then once again, whether it be the carbon tax or a few other things that he may or may not be right in terms of public opinion or in terms of doing the right thing. But nevertheless, if I don't like the game, I'll breach the rules and make up my own rules. I don't get why they don't see this as a problem. Under Brad Wall, if this happened, yeah, there would be consequences. And there should be consequences. I don't think Harrison should be allowed back in the House until he actually does apologize. I think if I was Scott Moe, I'd be looking for another Government House Leader. I shudder to think what the next House is like if Randy Weeks isn't a tough enough Speaker. So who are they going to appoint? Attila the Hun? Honestly, my God, what exactly are they trying to accomplish here? And what do they think the public is seeing here? They need to get out of their bubble, and Scott Moe needs to wake up and realize that he's not governing for the Sask Party caucus. He's governing for an entire province.